Good morning, my people from Instagram and from YouTube. This is what I call efficiency. This morning I had a real confidence booster of a workout. It was a 1 kilometer run followed by a 500 meter ski and then a 500 meter row. There were 6 rounds with a 1 minute rest in between, all programmed by LS Fitness online programming. I'll leave a tag on Instagram and a link in the description on YouTube if you are interested. My time was 59 minutes and 44 seconds, which I was pretty chuffed with. As I say, it was a real confidence booster. I'm now 25 days out from Madrid, so I'm really sharpening that axe and dialing things in as we approach the race date. I'm gonna get myself some scran on board now. You already know I'm going in for a Kefir bowl, so I'll show you that when it comes out. Feeling confident this morning, endorphins are flowing. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Go get it. In a bit. Right, so I'm all showered up. I'm feeling battered, to be honest. That was a really tough workout this morning. You know that feeling when your lungs are burning and every muscle in your body is aching? That's how I'm feeling right now. But I've showered up, I've shaved up because I felt half homeless, and I've got my breakfast locked in. I've got the Kefir bowl, as is the standard procedure every morning. I've got some caffeination on the go, just a black coffee, some coconut water too for that potassium electrolyte profile. I've also got some raw organic coconut and some dates on the side too. I've got a fix for dates in a minute. I can't stop eating them. In the Kefir bowl itself, I've got some berries, an assortment of mixed nuts and seeds, some raw organic honey on top, and some cinnamon. The reason I eat this every morning is because it provides a boost for my gut health. It's nice and high in fibre. It's nice and high in protein. It's packed full of polyphenols, which are defense chemicals in plants, which effectively, it boosts your gut health, boosts your immunity, and reduce inflammation in the body. So it's perfect post-workout to make sure I'm good to go for tomorrow's session, even though tomorrow will probably be a rest day. I've also got New Mind Wellness's supplement this morning. Now, this has been an absolute game changer for me. A couple of weeks ago, I was experiencing a bit of stress and anxiety. You know, I had so many different projects going, struggling to prioritize what to do. And thankfully, it was very timely because New Mind Wellness actually reached out to me and said, you know, we've got this supplement. We think it aligns with your whole approach, your philosophy as a nutritionist and what you're promoting. So they sent this out to me, this supplement, and it's been an absolute game changer. You know, there's natural adaptogenic herbs in there like rhodiola rosea, like ashwagandha. And then you've also got things like magnesium and loads of vitamins and minerals in the capsules themselves. There's also a probiotic in there to boost gut health and colonize my gut with a diverse array of microbes. So that's all good stuff in the New Mind Wellness supplement. If you want to get your hands on some and try them out, I'll put a link in the description below for 20% off. But I also wanted to take this opportunity this morning to explain my goals for Madrid. Now, as I said earlier, I'm really sharpening that axe and dialing things in now. I'm 25 days out. I'm feeling the fittest I've ever felt. I've had a few annoying niggles and things with the running side of things, but that's something that I plan to sort out after the Hyrox. I'm probably going to have a deep tissue massage just before to make sure that none of that manifests itself on the day. But my goal time is sub 1 hour 8. Now, it was originally sub 1 hour 10, but I believe that was not optimistic enough. I believe that I can crack a 1 hour 8, but it's my first ever solo. So the plan is to simply go out there and put the flag at the top of the mountain to set a goal for the next Hyrox. I've got aspirations of, you know, getting close to that 1 hour mark, but for now, you know, it's a process. So I'll get Madrid out of the way, have a little deload. I've got a pairs in London to look forward to. And then we'll reassess in December and perhaps the new year for another one to try and crack that 1 hour 5 mark and get closer to that 1 hour. So that's the goal for the Hyrox. Sessions like today are massive confidence boosters and they really help. As I say, I'm feeling battered now. Got that lung burn and the muscles are aching all over my body. I'm looking forward to, you know, a light day tomorrow, a little rest day, probably go and have a sauna and get some good recovery in. But that's the goal. That's what I've got for breakfast. You know, I'm feeling good. Back on the YouTube as well. Gonna start getting some regular videos out, you know, in the lead up to the Hyrox and beyond. Looking forward to London Hyrox as well. Today, you know, I've got a lot of work planned, so it's not going to be the most exciting one. I'm really trying to optimize my website and push things through there. So stay tuned for that and look out for that. That will be in the link in the description as well. But for now, I'm just going to enjoy my breakfast. Looking forward to tucking into this, sipping on my coffee and getting stuck into some work. So I'll catch you in a bit. While I'm sat here enjoying my coffee and mentally preparing myself for a few hours of deep work, I should also add that with my breakfast I'll be having a couple of slices of sourdough bread. The reason that I choose sourdough is because it's fermented, which means it has some beneficial bacteria. Again, you probably guessed it, for your gut. And I'm going to have a couple of slices of that because they're a great source of carbohydrates too, and it's really important that, you know, replenish my muscle and liver glycogen stores, which I've just completely smashed and depleted in that workout this morning, because that's going to boost my recovery and make sure that I'm good to go for the session tomorrow or in the coming days. I'm not going to fabricate either. I'm also going to have a grenade protein bar. Now, is that nutritionally ideal? No. But is it a convenient way to get an extra 20 grams of protein? Yes. Would I prefer to have, you know, a better quality source of whey protein in the form of maybe, you know, whey protein isolate, protein powder? Yes. Are there some better alternatives to this? You know, for the same price or a pound or two cheaper, you can get a tub of cottage cheese, which is a great source of protein. But you know, I was in Tesco's or the Co-op yesterday, and this was on sale, reduced, and I think it was like £1.50, so I just picked it up. You know, I'd rather have that in the cupboard as something sweet to enjoy with my cup of coffee after my breakfast than, you know, dipping in for a bit of chocolate or something like that, because I do have a sweet tooth and I am inclined to eat something sweet, and I'd rather something nice and high in protein, despite all the additives, than something high in sugar, refined sugar. So I just thought I'd mention that as well, because, you know, I'm being totally transparent with you. I'm revealing exactly what I'm eating. So that's the thinking behind, you know, the sourdough bread and the protein bar. Right, so lunch is up, and truthfully, it's just last night's leftovers. A little tactic that I like to use is just to cook up a bit extra the night before, so that you've got something in the fridge to eat the next day. I've got chicken noodles here with some long stem broccoli. I threw in some cabbage in the recipe last night. What else have I got in there? Some cashew nuts, some lentil based noodles, and of course the chicken breast itself. The sun has come out, which is a very rare occurrence recently, so I'm making the most of it. I've topped it with some kimchi as well, which is just a fermented assortment of vegetables to boost my gut health. Again, I'm going on about gut health. I apologise, I just can't bang that drum enough. Also got some red onion in there with some ginger and garlic for some extra, like, you know, plant-based foods to enhance the flavours and the nutrition. But yeah, making most of the sun. I've been stuck indoors all day, so getting some vitamin D into the skin. Probably end up burning, given my hair colour, but there you go. And yeah, just gonna keep cracking on with work. Nothing much exciting happening today, but that's just, you know, a day in the life. I'm not fabricating anything. I'm showing you exactly what's going on. Still feeling the full effects of that workout. I've got, you know, bad DOMs in my biceps for some reason, in my lower back, so I'm going to be sure to get some stretches in later. But this is the day in the life of a nutritionist training for Hyrox, so I'm going to tuck into this now. In fact, whilst you're there, I'm going to give a little taste test. The idea is to get, you know, a bit of kimchi on the fork and a little bit of chicken there. Let's give it a taste test. So I've got a bit of broccoli thrown in as well. Here we go. Always tastes better the next day. So good. This is one of my staple recipes. You can check it out on my website. So good. Good morning, my people. It is the day after, because not a lot happened last night, in all honesty. After I left you at lunch, I cracked on with some more work. I got some editing done for YouTube. I threw together some dinner, which was pretty straightforward. I couldn't be bothered to cook, in all honesty, so I just used some tin tuna. I put it on the screen as I'm speaking. Boiled a couple of eggs, was the most cooking I did. Just had it with some grains and, a couple of little mixed salads with some feta cheese and all that lot. So that was last night. Again, not a lot happened. So I'm going to roll straight in today, which is now Thursday. I was going to take a rest day, but I'm forward thinking and backwards planning. I've got a busy weekend, so I want to get the session in today. I'm fueling up. I've got a couple of rice cakes with peanut butter, honey banana, and a few dried cranberries. This provides about 60 to 70. With the cranberries, it might be close to 80 grams of carbs, just to fuel the workout. Once you train fueled, you'll never go back. This little early morning snack before my session has been an absolute game changer for the intensity that I can put into my sessions. I also do a little bit of journaling every morning, so I'm going to get this done now. I'm going to head to the gym. This morning I've got planned 5 rounds of 500 meter row with a little rest in between. The same on the ski, and then a little upper body pump session. So nothing too strenuous, but I want to make sure I'm properly fueled. I want to make sure I'm in the right headspace for the journaling. I've also got some caffeination, of course. Give it a little taste test. It's different every time. Can't beat a black coffee in the morning. I know Andrew Huberman says, your adenosine receptors aren't active for the first 90 minutes of the day, and whilst he probably is right, something ritualistic about having a black coffee and slowing down and taking your time. A nice, slow, early morning is the way I like to do things. So I'm going to crack on with this, polish this off, and then I'll take you to the gym with me. Right, so I'm just on my way to the gym now. Decided to walk. I think I'm still trying to convince myself that the weather's all right, because it's absolutely freezing this morning. The winter arc is in full swing, locking things in, dialing things in, but no, still trying to cling on to those summer vibes. Walking to the gym as the sun comes up, it's just not the same anymore. There's clouds in the sky and it's bloody cold, as I said. But considering, the intensity of yesterday's session, I'm actually feeling okay. I've recovered pretty quickly. I think that's testament to nutrition and making sure that I'm putting the right things in my body, reducing inflammation, prioritising my gut health, getting the plenty of protein and carbohydrate on board, so I'm good to go again. I'll confirm that I'm feeling all right once I get in the gym, because obviously I haven't done anything yet, so that might change very quickly. But all in all, I'm feeling good. I'm going to bring you in the gym with me, as I mentioned. Try and get as much of it filmed. I think I've mentioned this before, but it can be quite difficult to film in a gym, especially when you're on your own. I actually managed to leave my tripod in Marbella. I was in Marbella recently and I attached it to a frame in the gym and just ended up leaving it there. So I don't have my tripod. It's going to make filming quite difficult. I've got a new one on the way, but it's still quite difficult filming on your own either way. So I'll get as much of it filmed as possible, even if it means that it's filmed in, portrait. Obviously not ideal for a YouTube video, but it still gives you an insight into what I've trained this morning. But yeah, we'll cross that bridge when it comes to it. We'll cross that bridge when we get in the gym. another session boxed off and another brick in that proverbial wall. A good one this morning. Ended up being 500 metre row intervals, so I did 5 rounds, trying to hold the same pace. So on the row I was trying to hold a 1:59, a 1 minute rest in between each of those rounds, and then I'd done the same on the ski, but ended up holding a 1:54, which is quite mad because at the start of the block I identified the ski as probably my biggest weakness, and it's just sort of swapped places with the row. I've allowed the row to sort of dip off, so in the next couple of weeks I'll be trying to work on that. And then after that I followed it up with 5 rounds of upper body. Bear with me. Oh, dropped my AirPod. You got a view of my triple chin there. Bear with me. So yeah, an upper body little pump at the end. So I did 10 dumbbell rows, 10 dumbbell hammer curls, 10 dumbbell push press, 10 dumbbell push-ups, finishing with 10 dumbbell tri extensions. So that was the session, all wrapped up in under an hour, which is blinding because it means I can get back, get some breakfast inside me, replenish, because today is a double session day. Later on I have run club. Does anyone else have to spit over the left shoulder if they go under a sign like that? Don't know what that is, but something I've always done. Can't be getting the bad luck. So yeah, this evening I have run club. I've called it GN Run Club. It's supposed to stand for Girl in Nutrition, obviously. But I'm thinking of switching it up, making it a bit more inclusive and not all about me, and calling it, good morning, they didn't want to know, and calling it Good News Run Club. Thinking behind that is that there's so much bad news in the news these days. Yeah, make it Good News Run Club. You know, if it starts taking off, I'll get some clothing sorted and yeah, just see where it goes. But at the minute, attracting sort of 15-20 people. I've never advertised it on Instagram or anything, but it's gaining some traction, so we'll see where that takes me. But for now I'm waffling, so I'm going to get back, get some breakfast in me, get some work done and prepare for run club later. Now, so I'm all set with my breakfast, you know, integrating those healthy habits. I've got the kefir bowl, just the same as yesterday, just the same as every day, with my coconut water, with my black coffee, getting on the caffeination, you know the score. And I'm actually going to round this vlog out here. I'm going to round out this episode because I've got a busy day ahead and there's not going to be much excitement. Sorry if you can hear the washing machine. I put it on 5 minutes ago and it's going mad. But I'm going to eat this now and I'm going to round out the vlog. I've got run club later, but in the spirit of, you know, protecting people's privacy, I won't be bringing the camera with me. I'll probably cross it with them, and if they're up for it, I'll bring the camera along next week and get some footage filmed. But for now, I'm going to tuck into this. I'm going to give you a little taste test before I go. So let's have a little dip on the kefir bowl. Never gets boring. I can never get tired of eating this every morning, especially when I know how good it is for me and my gut. I thank you all for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe. It really does help me out and it shows me that, you know, you're interested in these sorts of videos and you're just as excited as I am for Hyrox Madrid. We've got 24 days now. The mission is well and truly underway. The winter arc is in full swing. So please stick around for the next one. Look forward to that and I will see you in a bit.